Hello Booksties, welcome to today's video. If you noticed I am wearing the same outfit as my previous video, then you just mind your own business. I am filming both videos on the same day and I cannot be bothered to go and do a whole outfit change just so I can pretend like I filmed them on 2 separate days. So let's just ignore the similarities. Okay, now that has been covered, let me tell you what today's video is going to be about. Well, actually, obviously, if you clicked on the video, you already know from the title, but let's pretend you have no idea and you just blindly clicked on the video. Today, I am going to be sharing with you guys some of my absolute favorite thrillers of all time. So grab yourself a cozy drink, preferably something autumnal, something pumpkin spicy perhaps, and let's get into it. As usual, I have too many stacks to carry at once, so this is stack number 1, and then you probably can't even see me. Hello, this is stack number 2. Now, some of these you might have heard of and even read before, but I bet you a nice gold coin. No. But I bet you have not heard of most of these. I'm just going to do this randomly. To be honest, there's no rhyme or reason in what I'm going to mention. They're just like in the stacks. So I'm going to pick up whatever comes up first. So here we have Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. She is the same author of Gone Girl. This has actually been made into a series, and I watched the series after reading the book. Very, very well done. So I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm not the best at like recapping books. So from now on, I'm just going to read the back of the book and kind of discuss it with you. Okay. Fresh from a brief stay at a psych hospital, reporter Camille Preaker faces a troubling assignment. She must return to her tiny home to cover the murders of 2 preteen girls. For years, Camille has hardly spoken to her neurotic, hypochondriac mother or to the half-sister she barely knows. Now, newly installed in her old bedroom and dogged by her own demons, she must unravel the psychological puzzle of her past if she wants to get the story and survive this homecoming. 5 stars. Highly recommend. As far as I remember, all of these were like 5 stars because obviously it's in the title. I'm deep breaths. I haven't had breakfast yet, so bear with me. All the books I'm recommending are like my absolute favorite thrillers, okay? Next we have Lisa Jewell, The Family Upstairs. If you are into like culty stuff and creepy, gaslighty kind of thrillers, definitely give this one a try. Soon after her birthday, Libby Jones returns home from work to find the letter she has been waiting for 25 years. She rips it open with one driving thought: I'm finally going to know who I am. She learns not only the identity of her birth parents, but also that she is the sole inheritor of their abandoned mansion on the banks of the Thames. Is it Thames or Thames? I think it's Thames. You know, who cares? Everything in Libby's life is about to change, but what she can't possibly know is that others have been waiting for this day as well, and she is on a collision course to meet them. Very suspenseful. Now, another book by Lisa Jewell is Then She Was Gone. This book is very heavy, so read your trigger warnings, but it's also worth it. I can guarantee you're going to have a bookish hangover after reading this one. Ellie Mack was the perfect daughter, and then she was gone. 10 years after Ellie's disappearance, her mother, Laurel Mack, is trying to put her life back together when she meets an unexpectedly charming man in a cafe. Before she knows it, she's meeting Floyd's daughter, and his youngest, Poppy, takes Laurel's breath away because the eerily precocious Poppy is the spitting image of Ellie. And now the unanswered questions she's tried so hard to put to rest begin haunting Laurel anew. Where did Ellie go? Did she run away from home as the police have long suspected, or did something more sinister happen? Bum 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 bum. Cue the dramatic music. The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. Before I tell you what this is about, don't watch the movie. The movie was so different and so cringy, and they changed so many things. Stick to reading this one. Anna Fox lives alone, a recluse in her New York City home, unable to venture outside. She spends her days drinking wine, maybe too much, watching old movies, recalling happier times, and spying on her neighbors, as one does. Then the Russells move into the house across the way, a father, a mother, their teenage son, the perfect family. But when Anna, gazing out her window one night, sees something she shouldn't, her world begins to crumble. And her world begins to crumble, and its shocking secrets are laid bare. What is real? What is imagined? Who is in danger? Who is in control? In this diabolically gripping thriller, no one and nothing is what it seems. Now, if you've never heard of Harlan Coben, he's one of my favorite thriller authors. If you prefer thrillers that are like very action-packed and fast-paced, like watching a Tom Cruise movie, then definitely give his books a try. This book is a little older. I think it was written in like 2000 or something. I found it at a secondhand bookstore, but it was absolutely fantastic, heart-racing kind of a read. Wait, where's the synopsis? Seriously? There's no synopsis, you guys, on the book, not even like inside the cover. Like, oh my goodness. How am I going to tell you about this book? Okay, let me try to refresh my memory, because I read this like several years back. There was this guy, and I think like his girlfriend died, and then he was like suspected of stuff. I could just be making up right now. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, it's called Tell No One by Harlan Coben. This video is starting off as a major fail, apparently. Maybe you can go in Goodreads and read what it's about. Just trust me. Just trust me. This is a good book. You know what? Go into it blind. I mean, come on. Tell No One. Harlan Coben. Trust me, it's a good one. Oh, I remember this one being really creepy. It's called Deceive Me by Karen Cole. When Joe's teenage daughter goes missing, she feels like the world is collapsing around her. The police believe Grace is just an angry teenager punishing her parents by hiding out at a friend's house. But Joe is terrified that her daughter is in grave danger. With so little urgency from the police, Joe decides to take matters into her own hands. But as she gets closer to discovering what has happened to Grace, a devastating secret is uncovered that threatens to destroy the family Joe has been trying so very hard to protect. This one is giving off a little bit of Then She Was Gone, but the twist is completely different. Very, very good one. This one is not for the faint of heart. Let me start out by telling you this. If you are someone who listens to true crime, who is obsessed with Criminal Minds, you might have the stomach for this one. It is called Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. Again, you have been warned. Read at your own risk, but it is a very, very phenomenal book. Sisters, Strangers, Survivors. It's been more than 20 years since Claire and Lydia last spoke. Claire is the glamorous trophy wife of an Atlanta millionaire. Lydia, a single mother dating an ex-con, struggles to make ends meet, but neither has recovered from the disappearance of their sister Julia 2 decades earlier. And the shocking murder of Claire's husband brings the horror and heartbreak of the past roaring back into their lives. The vanishing of a teenage girl and the killing of a middle-aged man, almost a quarter century apart. What would connect them? As they form a wary truce, the surviving sisters unearth the secrets that destroyed their family all those years ago and find the astonishing truth where they least expected it. Again, be very careful reading this one. Such a page turner. I'm not sure if I can tell you too much about this one without spoiling it, so I'm going to keep my own opinions on what I know about it. Hush, hush. But I'm just going to read the back, okay? It's called Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough. Louise. Since her husband walked out, Louise has made her son her world, supporting them both with her part-time job. But all that changes when she meets David. Young, successful, and charming, Louise cannot believe a man like him would be attracted to her. seriously, girl? Like, yeah, I don't like that. That all comes to a grinding halt when she meets his wife. Cue the dramatic music. Adele, beautiful, elegant, and sweet, Louise's new friend seems perfect in every way. As she becomes obsessed by this flawless couple, she can't help but wonder, are they really this perfect? Now, before you go jumping to assumptions, no, jumping to conclusions, not assumptions. Either way, this is not some RH romance. No, okay? You just have to read it to find out. Really, really good. Messes with your head. Fantastic. I have not seen a single person speak about this book, and I absolutely loved it. It's called The Silent House by Nell Pattison. If someone was in your house, you'd know, wouldn't you? But the Hunter family are deaf and don't hear a thing when a terrible crime takes place in the middle of the night. Instead, they wake up to their worst nightmare, the murder of their daughter. The police call Paige Northwood to the scene to interpret for the witnesses. They're in shock, but Paige senses the hunters are hiding something. One by one, people from Paige's community start to fall under suspicion. But who would kill a little girl? Was it an intruder, or was the murderer closer to home? This one was really, really good, you guys. And it was very different than other thrillers I've read. Highly, highly recommend. All right, one stack down, one more to go. Oh my goodness, this video is going to be a long one, isn't it? Let's speed things up. I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh. Now, I need to just clarify something. The first time I read this, I DNF'd it because I didn't really know where the story was going. It was a little slow paced in the beginning, but after like the first 100 pages or so, it really picks up. So I would urge you, if you decide to give it a chance, to actually give it a chance and not give up on it like I did, because the ending will really catch you by surprise and the plot twist you'll not see coming. In a split second, Jenna Gray's world descends into a nightmare. Her only hope of moving on is to walk away from everything she knows, to start afresh. Desperate to escape, Jenna moves to a remote cottage on the Welsh coast, but she is haunted by her fears, her grief, and her memories of a cruel November night that changed her life forever. Slowly, Jenna begins to glimpse the potential for happiness in her future, but her past is about to catch up with her, and the consequences will be devastating. I have read 2 books by this author so far, and both books were phenomenal. Then we have Trust Your Eyes by Linwood Barclay. Now, this is another author who is very similar in his writing style to Harlan Coben. And again, if you prefer thrillers that are like more action packed and fast paced and like adrenaline rush kind of books, then definitely give these 2 authors a try. A man is moving down a street on Manhattan's Lower East Side, scanning the storefronts, taking in his surroundings, when he sees something in the 3rd floor tenant window. A woman's face distorted with terror. Thomas is convinced he's witnessing a murder, except that things aren't quite as simple as that. To some people, Thomas Kilbride wouldn't exactly be the most reliable of witnesses, and it's going to be very difficult to persuade the police to investigate because Thomas was never actually there and the murder was months ago. Tell me that is not suspenseful. I mean, come on. As usual, my legs are getting numb. So if you notice that I have gone down a little bit, that is why. Here we have The Death of Mrs. Westaway by Ruth Ware. If you're someone who enjoys cozier mysteries, it's still a thriller, but it has that vibe of like gloomy autumnal London, dark Gothic mansion. You see where I'm going with this? If this is the kind of picture you like to imagine while reading a thriller, then definitely give this one a try. And trust me, you will not see the plot twist come. The plot twist was really, really good. Like, it really took me by surprise. When Harriet Westaway receives an unexpected letter telling her she's inherited a substantial estate from her Cornish grandmother, it seems like the answer to her prayers. She owes money to a loan shark, and the threats are getting increasingly aggressive. She needs to get her hands on some cash fast. There's just one problem. Hal's grandparents died more than 20 years ago. The letter has been sent to the wrong person, but Hal knows that the cold reading techniques she's honed as a seaside fortune teller could help her con her way to getting the money. If anyone has the skills to turn up at a stranger's funeral and claim a bequest they're not entitled to, it's her. Hal makes a choice that will change her life forever, but once she embarks on her deception, there is no going back. She must keep going or risk losing everything, even her life. And then, of course, we have Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. This one was also another slow one. It started out slow. At first, I was a little confused, but then things became really creepy and even more confusing, but in a good way. You see, this is what I'm saying. I don't really know how to recap. Let me just read you the back. 10 years of marriage, 10 years of secrets, an anniversary they'll never forget. Adam and Amelia are spending the weekend in the Scottish Highlands. The remote location is perfect for what they have planned. But when their romantic trip takes a dark turn, they both start to wonder, can they trust the one they're with? Because every couple tells little white lies, only for Adam and Amelia, the truth is far more dangerous. This one is perfect for the colder season. I have 2 books by Riley Sager. This one is called Lock Every Door. I remember this one really gave me the heebie-jeebies. It was so creepy in the best way possible. Her dream apartment, her worst nightmare. After responding to mysterious newspaper advertisement, Jules Larson gets a job as an apartment sitter at the Bartholomew. Is that how you say it? Bartholomew. We're just going to go with that. One of Manhattan's most famous and secretive buildings. At first, the extravagance of the Bartholomew feels like a lucky break for recently heartbroken and penniless Jules, who has been haunted by misfortune most of her life. But when a fellow apartment sitter in the building goes missing, Jules begins to suspect there are darker forces at work behind the Bartholomew's glamorous facade. Digging deeper into the building's past, Jules soon realizes that the Bartholomew is now I'm just making up words, that the Bartholomew is more dangerous than she thought, and that escape may be impossible. And then the other one by Riley Sager is called Last Time She Lied. No, Last Time I Lied. I need to have some breakfast pronto after finishing filming. Have you ever played 2 truths and a lie? Emma has. Her first summer away from home, she learned how to play the game, and she learned how to lie. Then 3 of her new friends went into the woods and never returned. It's like a camp setting, and it was so suspenseful. Now, years later, Emma has been asked to go back to the newly reopened Camp Nightingale. She thinks she's laying old ghosts to rest, but really she's returning to the scene of a crime because Emma's innocence might be the biggest lie of all. I love this book. The last 2 book recommendations they're not the same story, but they give off the same vibes, and they both have to do with motherhood. Think Verity by Colleen Hoover, if you will. And listen, even if you're not a fan of Colleen Hoover, it's just they're similar to that concept. If you've read Verity, then you know what I'm talking about. Let's do The Push first. The Push by Ashley Audrain. The women in this family, we're different. Blythe Connor doesn't want history to repeat itself. Violet is her first child, and she will give her daughter all the love she deserves, all the love that her own mother withheld. But firstborns are never easy, and Violet is demanding and fretful. She never smiles. Soon Blythe believes she can do no right, that something's very wrong, either with her daughter or herself. Her husband, Fox, okay, that's quite a name, says she's imagining it. Ooh, I can't stand it when the guy gaslights the girl. But Violet's different with him, and he can't understand what Blythe suffered as a child. No one can. Blythe wants to be a good mother, but what if that's not enough for Violet or her marriage? What if she can't see the darkness coming? Mother and daughter, angel or monster? We don't get to choose our inheritance or who we are. If you want something to really mess with your mind, read this one. And along the same lines, we have Her Husband's Lover by Julia Crouch. She stole her husband, now she wants to steal her life. After the horrors of the past, Louisa Williams is desperate to make a clean start. Her husband Sam is dead. Her children too are gone, victims of the car accident in which he died. Sam said that she would never get away from him, that he would hound her to death if she tried to leave. Louisa never thought that he would want to harm their children, though. But then she never thought that he would betray her with a woman like Sophie. And now Sophie is determined to take all that Louisa has left. She wants to destroy her reputation and take what she thinks is owed her, the life she would have if Sam had lived. Her husband's lover wants to steal her life. The only question is, will Louisa let her? This book will have you doubting everyone, even yourself, like your own sanity. All right, booksties, seeing that we are starting cozy season and coming up on spooky season, I am going to go ahead and say that it's the perfect time to grab yourself either a cozy mystery or a fast-paced thriller. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books, or if you have your own thriller recommendations, leave them in the description box down below. No? Description box is for me. Leave them in the comments down below. Oh my goodness. You know what, you guys, I'm gonna go have some breakfast, have some coffee. I will see you in the next one. Bye.